Well, got something on here. Smacked it hard. Might be a toadfish. If it is, it's a big one. Dude, that's a big flounder. That's a big flounder. Holy crap, y'all. Good Lord. This is a big flounder. Oh my God. I'm almost scared to take this dude out of the net. He is 21 and a quarter. Jesus, look, 21 and a quarter. Holy crap. I thought I was snagged. Alright, so I can get this beast in the bag without losing him. Ow, it bit me. That was big.
Well, there you go, folks. That was the catch. Now it's time for the cook. And as you see, I have some nice fillets that came off of that one particular flounder and another smaller keeper that I kept that day. And today I'm going to be preparing these flounder 2 different ways to keep all of our guests happy tonight. But first, I want to make some coleslaw to go along with this. That way it has time to get cold in the refrigerator. And we're going to start by grabbing a fresh head of cabbage like this and pulling the leaves off the outside of it just to clean it up a little bit. And then we're going to roughly cut this head of cabbage in half and begin thinly slicing it until it is all sliced up, pretty much looking something like this. I prefer my cabbage sliced this way over grated. Then we're going to add a carrot by finely shredding it on the fine side of a box grater and adding an appropriate amount of it to the slaw mix and just giving that a good mix by hand until everything's well incorporated. Then we're going to add a tablespoon or 2 of white sugar to the mix, a generous amount of kosher salt, some fresh ground black pepper, and yes, my grinder is fancy, but honestly it sucks. A little bit of celery seed, but not much because this stuff is very potent, and that goes for yellow mustard as well. We'll add just a little bit of it. The stuff is very potent, so it only takes about this much right here. And then we're going to grab the apple cider vinegar and add about this much or so to the mix. And then of course the Duke's mayonnaise, and we're probably going to add about 2, maybe 3 tablespoons to this mix until it's pretty much how you like it. And just give it a good mix till everything is well incorporated. And in the end, you should have something that looks like this. And we're just going to take this and throw it in the ice box while we prepare the fish. That way it has time to get nice and cold. Okay, so now back to the fish, and the first recipe I'm going to be preparing tonight is called Parmesan broiled flounder. And this is actually one of my favorite recipes to use on any type of fish, and it's honestly really good with chicken as well. So I've started out by taking this broiler pan and greasing it very well, and I've cut up about half of these fillets into portion size servings, and I've got them laid out on this pan nice and neat as you see right here. Then we're going to grab a nice fresh lemon, go ahead and cut that bad boy in half, and use a strainer to well coat these fish fillets with lemon. Spread it around with a brush, or in my case my fingers. You just want to make sure that they're well coated, and at this point we're going to set these to the side and pretty much wait for the oven to heat up. And we're going to go ahead and start on our sauce, and that begins with a 1/4 cup of softened butter. To that we're going to add a 1/2 cup roughly of fresh grated Parmesan cheese on the fine side of a box grater. Grate it until it looks like about this much right here. Then we're going to grab the Duke's mayonnaise and add 3 tablespoons to the mix, and then take a nice fresh scallion and finally chop this thing. And you really want this thing chopped up about as fine as you can get it so it incorporates well into the mix. Now that we have our mix just about prepared, we're going to go ahead and add the flounder to the preheated oven, and then grab our knife and add these scallions to the mix that we prepared, and then go ahead and grab a spoon and start mixing the ingredients together. Oh shoot, almost forgot, we got to add about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the mix, and as well I forgot the hot sauce, which we're going to add a few dashes or so to it. I think we'll go with about that much right there. And then of course mix this the rest of the way until everything is well incorporated, and you should end up with something that looks like that. So I have the fish under the broiler cooking, and I have the mix ready to go for the top. So now I'm going to start on the second way I'm going to cook flounder tonight. And that starts with me grabbing my little electric kettle or frying pan or whatever the heck you call this thing. And I'm going to add about a 1/4 inch or so of vegetable oil to this because I plan on pan frying the rest of these fillets that you see right here. As you see, I have my little tray and drainage set up for when they're done. In this bag right here, I have a mix of paprika, flour, cornmeal, and lemon pepper. And I'm pretty much just going to grab these fillets and throw them right in that bag, seal it up, give it a really good shake to make sure everything's coated very well, and add these to the oil once it gets up to temperature, and pretty much just cook until nice golden brown. Now that we have that fish frying, I'm going to check the oven, and the fish under the broiler is pretty much done at this point, as you can see. So we're going to set it down and grab the topping mix that we made earlier and start adding it generously to them. Now you want these to be well coated, and you're going to have to get your fingers involved. This stuff can be a little bit aggravating, but in the end you should have something that looks like this. Now we're going to add this back under the broiler, but you really have to watch it at this point because it only takes a couple minutes and it can burn very easily. Now that the first batch of fish is just about done, we're going to add the second batch to the bag, seal it up, give it a good shake just like before, and go ahead and start adding this batch. That way we get all the fish fried up and completed. At this point, the flounder in the oven is pretty much done, and I'll tell you what, look at that right there. Is that not beautiful or what? We're also going to go ahead and remove the rest of the fish from the fryer and get it draining. And at this point, grab the coleslaw out of the fridge, which is nice and chilled. Go ahead and get a plate. Let's do some plating. And yes, I'm using my fingers, but this is my plate, so it doesn't matter. And we're going to add a piece of the Parmesan crusted broiled flounder first, nice and neat, and then a piece of the lemon pepper fried flounder, and garnish with a few lemon wedges. That's it, folks. There you go. Flounder prepared 2 different ways. And at this point, I am starving, so I'm going to set this down, gather the rest of the family, and go ahead and get to eating. Once again, thanks for watching. Peace out. See you next time.